Hello, my name is Jillian McNally, and I'm the Undergraduate Social Engagement Coordinator for the Naveen Jindal School of Management. Thank you for taking the time to watch the Introduction to Jindal OutREACH informational video. In this video, we will look at what community engagement is, why it is important, and the options you have to fulfill your community engagement graduation requirement. We hope that you will find this video informative and helpful. Let's get started. First of all, what is community engagement? Community engagement is defined as one's degree of participation in a community or society. In an educational setting, this idea of social engagement or community engagement involves combining learning goals and community service in ways that benefit both student growth and the common good. But why is this important? For the Jindal School, this idea is important to us because our goal is to produce graduates who are not only academically prepared, but also culturally competent, connected to their campus and local community, and experienced with applying their skills and knowledge in a real-world setting. So, how do we achieve high social engagement in our students? Well, one of the main ways is through service learning. And while you may not be familiar with the term, you're probably familiar with the concept. The National Service Learning Clearinghouse defines service learning as a teaching and learning strategy that integrates meaningful community service with instruction and reflection to enrich the learning experience, teach civic responsibility, and strengthen communities. Which sounds great, but what does that mean for you? Service learning has proven to provide many benefits to students, faculty, and the community. But for the sake of time, I want to focus on the three main benefits specific to you, the student. The first of these is personal development. Giving back to others helps you grow intrinsically. It increases your empathy and gives you a better understanding of others and their needs. By better understanding others, you increase your cultural competency, which helps communities to reduce stereotypes and increase intercultural understanding. Not only that, but students who participate in service learning also tend to have a greater sense of self, greater personal efficacy, and stronger communication and leadership skills. These personal benefits are also evident in the classroom, where service learning students show an improved ability to understand complex problems, think critically, and apply classroom skills in practical settings. The second benefit I want to mention is community connections. First of all, what is a community? In its basic form, we would probably define community as a group of people that surround us, but it can also be described as a feeling of connection to others, to those people. I'm a big believer that service learning helps turn that group of people into that warm and fuzzy feeling. Also, how far does community reach? Most of us have layers within our community. The first layer is our family, our close friends, those people who know us best. Then as you move out, you have your peers, your classmates, your professors, or maybe a social organization that you're heavily involved in. Move out another layer and you've got the entire UTD community, the whole university. Step out again and you've got Richardson, and then Dallas, and then Texas, and so on and so on. How connected are you to these communities? Chances are you probably feel pretty connected to the inner layer or two, but for most of us, there's a bit of disconnect after that. Service learning can help build that connection. For example, your connection to UTD and the Jindal School. Meaningful membership in student organizations not only increases leadership skills and builds friendship, but it makes you feel more connected to the university community. Likewise, getting involved in giving back to your surrounding Richardson and Dallas area promotes a greater sense of social responsibility and an increased likelihood of community service and involvement after graduation. Not only that, but think of all the people that you're meeting as you get involved in your communities. Not only are you building friendships and just plain enjoying yourself, but you're building your network. Now, I know you've heard us say over and over how important a large and well-connected network is, and becoming involved in your community is a great way to increase yours. Not only could your peers in a student organization be great contacts down the road, but so can that nonprofit organizer that you'll meet while volunteering. Talk to the people that you meet as you get involved. You never know who you'll be volunteering next to. That leads me to my third benefit, which is a biggie: increased skills and resume building. As I mentioned earlier, students who participate in service learning tend to have stronger cultural competency, communication, and leadership skills, which are all very appealing to future employers. Not only that, you're also learning time management and how to balance work and class commitments with your social commitments. This is a skill that not only appeals to employers, but will serve you well for the rest of your life. And along with skill building, community involvement looks great on your resume. From professional and student organizations to nonprofit involvement, high social engagement shows future employers that you are involved, giving of your time, committed, and skilled in applying knowledge outside of the classroom. This makes you not just a hireable candidate, but a desirable one. And think critically when looking for opportunities to serve. Don't be afraid to look for volunteer and engagement opportunities within your field. This is what we refer to as skilled volunteering, and it speaks volumes to future employers, often offering similar experiences to an internship. We at the Jindal School believe strongly that these benefits will enhance your academic degree and increase the quality of your college education. So much so that starting with the fall 2018 degree plans, we have added a social engagement graduation requirement to all undergraduate JSOM majors. This includes both students who started on one of these plans, as well as students who have updated their degree plan or changed their major. It does not apply to students who have a major outside of JSOM with a JSOM minor, but if you're a double major and at least one of those majors is a JSOM major on the fall 2018 or later degree plans, this requirement will apply to you. If you're watching this video, then you're likely already aware if this applies to you or not. If you're unsure, JSOM Advising will be able to clarify. There are two options to fulfill this graduation requirement. The first, BA 4095, Social Sector Engagement and Community Outreach Practicum, is a 0 credit hour course that is fulfilled by the completion of 100 hours of community service. The second, ENTP 4340, Social Sector Engagement and Community Outreach, is a 3 credit hour, more traditional classroom-based capstone-style course. Successful completion of either of these options will fulfill your community engagement graduation requirement. Let's take a closer look at each option. One option to fulfill your community engagement graduation requirement is BA 4095, Social Sector Engagement and Community Outreach Practicum. This is a 0 credit hour course that includes no formal classroom time. Enrollment in this course is automatic upon completion of 100 hours of community service, which is tracked through the VOMO app. This is the most flexible option because you are able to choose when and where you serve your hours. The deadline to register for this course is the second 8 weeks of your final semester at UTD. Many UTD students are involved in student organizations or clubs that are service organizations or partner with nonprofit service organizations for volunteer work from time to time. These hours can be tracked for credit towards BA 4095. Additionally, if you are enrolled in a class that includes community service or a service learning project, these hours may be trackable as well. However, internship hours cannot be counted towards BA 4095, as internships are a separate graduation requirement. The second option to fulfill your community engagement graduation requirement is ENTP 4340, Social Sector Engagement and Community Outreach. This is a more traditional 3 credit hour course. It does not require community service or the use of tracking software. ENTP 4340 is a capstone-style based project course where you will work in a group to solve real-world problems for your nonprofit partner. This course will give you the opportunity to build a connection with a nonprofit organization in the community while applying classroom and teamwork skills to problem solve. All coursework for ENTP 4340 is concentrated into a single semester, and a passing grade fulfills your community engagement degree requirement. This is a graded 3-hour course and does fulfill 3 credit hours of your 120 credit hour degree plan. You must be a junior or a senior to register for this course. So, if you decide to pursue BA 4095, what exactly counts as community service? First and foremost, all community service hours must be earned through a nonprofit organization or public agency. All community service work must be unpaid. Hours must be earned during your tenure at UT Dallas, and projects must meet all service guidelines as posted on the Jindal OutREACH website. If hours are served outside of the automatically tracked VOMO opportunities, they must be submitted using the Service Hour Verification Form found on the Jindal OutREACH website. These forms should be submitted within 30 days of service. Service done in conjunction with UT Dallas classes, RSOs, or Greek organizations may be counted if they meet all other requirements, but internship hours cannot be counted. Service at faith-based organizations is allowed if it is service-oriented, but Jindal OutREACH does not provide credit for projects that exclusively serve religious purposes. Jindal OutREACH also does not provide credit for projects serving political campaigns and legislative lobbying efforts. Let's take a look at some examples of what does and does not count as community service. Working at a nonprofit food pantry or soup kitchen does count as community service. Preparing a meal for a sick neighbor as a favor, while nice, does not count as community service according to Jindal OutREACH guidelines. Picking up trash in the community as part of a community organization would count as community service, but picking up trash, cleaning, or doing chores as a favor for a friend or family member would not count as community service. Volunteering for a nonprofit after-school arts program with kids does count as community service. However, working as a paid counselor for a children's program would not count as community service. Volunteer hours you have completed since you started at UT Dallas and which have been approved and tracked through the VOMO tracking system count as community service. Volunteer hours completed prior to starting as a UT Dallas student that do not meet Jindal OutREACH service guidelines or that are not tracked through the VOMO tracking system do not count as community service. Where can you find community service opportunities? Your best tool will be the Jindal OutREACH VOMO Hub. Along with tracking hours, this software also provides our community partners a platform to post opportunities directly to our volunteers. Hourly opportunities posted in the VOMO system are automatically tracked, and you can be confident that all opportunities with our community partners meet our service guidelines. Best of all, we're always adding new partners, so opportunities in the VOMO Hub are always updating. You can also find great opportunities through campus resources, such as the Office of Student Volunteerism and the UTD service organizations and clubs. Another great resource is the internet. There are thousands of great nonprofits in the DFW area who can benefit from dedicated volunteers. A quick Google search may turn up the perfect opportunity for you. Lastly, what about your network? If you know someone who works in a nonprofit, reach out to them. Again, all hourly opportunities that you sign up for in the VOMO Hub are automatically tracked. All other hours must be submitted through the Jindal OutREACH website for approval and tracking. Service guidelines, hour verification forms, and the verification form submission link can all be found on the Jindal OutREACH website. For more information on how to submit these service hours, please watch the How to Submit Community Service Hours tutorial video found on the Jindal OutREACH website. As I mentioned, volunteer hours are tracked in the VOMO tracking system. VOMO is a local Plano-based company. VOMO stands for Volunteer Momentum. They provide tools via their website and app for you to sign up for partner opportunities as well as track your hours and keep up your volunteer resume. Since Jindal OutREACH has a private hub on the VOMO platform, you can't sign up through the VOMO site. Instead, you will need to request an invitation to join our private hub. You can easily request an invitation by visiting the Jindal OutREACH website and clicking the blue button on the welcome banner that says Sign Up for VOMO. This will take you to a quick Qualtrics form. Be sure to use your UTD email. Requests from private emails will be denied. Once you request an invitation, it can take a few days to be processed. After we process your request, you will be sent an email that looks like this. Click on the Accept Invite button and answer a few quick questions to set up your VOMO account. Again, be sure to use your UTD email, as this is how we're able to look up students for tracking purposes. Once you've completed your VOMO registration, you'll be able to access the Jindal OutREACH Hub. For more information on using the VOMO system to track your hours, please watch the Introduction to VOMO video found on the Jindal OutREACH website. I hope this brief discussion has given you a bit more insight about community engagement and how it benefits you as a student, as well as how to fulfill your community engagement graduation requirement. Remember, detailed instructions on how to use the VOMO system and how to submit service hours can be found in additional training videos on the Jindal OutREACH website. Questions? Please send me an email at jindaloutreach@utdallas.edu with question in the subject line. Thanks for watching.